It's been an exciting week in the world of weight loss and GLP-1s with stories including none other than Oprah, new statistics on GLP-1 use in America, and exciting advancements in new weight loss medication options.
Welcome to our channel, The Downsize. Today is Sunday, May 12th, and this is our 8th episode. The Downsize is where we share our GLP-1 weight loss adventures, tips and tricks, and the latest GLP-1, Mounjaro, Zepbound, Wegovy, Ozempic, tirzepatide, and semaglutide news. We hope you will like and subscribe to our channel. Always consult a qualified healthcare professional before starting any weight loss medication or treatment. We are not doctors.
Absolutely. I promise you'd be in trouble if I was your doctor. We call this the Downsize Weekly Weigh-In, and we will give you an update on where we are as far as our weight loss journey, our adventure, and as well as the news. You want to start it off, Lorraine?
Sure. This is our 30th week of our weight loss journey, 30th injection. This week, I just lost, I shouldn't say just, but I lost 0.8 pounds. I'm down 45.8 in total since September 29th of 2023. My current dosage is 12.5 milligrams, and this is my 7th week of this dose. I plan to stay on the 12.5 milligrams for another couple weeks throughout this month just because we have a lot going on, and I seem to have gotten into a good spot and I just want to level off.
So if people haven't watched before, tell them what you're taking.
Oh, I'm taking compounded tirzepatide.
Which is Zepbound and Mounjaro.
Which is what's in Zepbound and Mounjaro, yes.
And we've been using for compounding who?
We use Mochi Health. I've been using Mochi Health for my entire 30 weeks. Christopher has come and gone with the compounding. He's also done the Mounjaro and also the Zepbound pens. We have a little comparison there. But if you'd like to look at Mochi Health, you can go to Mochi Health online and save $40 on your first order with my discount code. It's QIYGO8. And we'll put the link in the description. It's joinmochi.com.
I lost 3 pounds last week, which means not much this week, but that's okay. So this week,
I lost 3 last week?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
This week I lost 0.4 pounds.
Oh, 0.4. I thought it said 4.
It does say 4, but no, I lost 0.4 pounds.
Okay.
4 would be impressive. I would like that.
I shouldn't laugh. 0.4. I only lost what? What did I say? 0.8?
I think that's what you said.
I think that's what I said, yeah.
So I begin this adventure at 285.4 pounds. My current weight is 218. So I'm down 67.4 since 929. We started at the same time. My current dosage is actually 10 milligrams, and I'm on my 8th week of the dose. So the second month just finishing up.
How long are you going to stay on 10?
I don't know. I'm right now because we've got a conference and we're traveling and stuff. I'm just holding. Yeah. And as we've discussed before, I bought a new suit that I want to fit
for the conference next week. So he wants to make sure the suit fits.
So
can't get too skinny for the suit.
And honestly, this month has been a story of flat, and so I basically went nothing, 1 pound, 3 pounds. Basically nothing.
So you're averaging 1 to 2 pounds a week.
Yeah, so I'm doing fine.
What you should be.
You know, it just kind of is what it is. We'll reevaluate it next week and see where we are. I started, as Lorraine said, on compounded tirzepatide, went to Mounjaro, then to Zepbound, and now due to shortages, I'm back on compounded tirzepatide. Lorraine and I have both done videos on all of this. If you want to go look for them, we have full conversations about when we've changed medicine, how much we weighed, why we changed medicines.
Well, I've never changed. I've always done the compounded.
I have. So.
Correct.
What were we up to this week?
In big downsizing news, we moved our daughter. She finished her freshman year. We moved her out of her dorm room. That was an all-day project.
It was.
Yeah, that was quite a task. We got there. She had very little packed, but we packed her up. We got it cleaned out. We got it done. We toured her new apartment for next year, which is very nice. These apartments, kids didn't live in nice apartments like this when I went to school. These are very nice. So she was happy about that. Yeah, what do you have anything to add to that?
During the same time we were moving out, the giant storm came across the East Coast, so it was raining and windy and
tornado warnings,
lightning outside of the building, shaking the entire building. So that was exciting.
Yeah.
And I had my first little experience. I don't intentionally fast or any of those things. However, the reality of the way I eat is generally I'll eat dinner, and I don't eat breakfast. I never have in 25, 30 years, drink coffee, and then I eat at lunch. So I'm pretty much fasting, right? It's
pretty much, yeah.
It's not part of any diet that I'm doing.
Right.
No,
not intentionally intermittent fasting, but almost intermittent fasting.
Which I've never had any problem with. And we were moving in, and there was twice as we were moving boxes and stuff, I thought I was going to pass out.
Yeah. So I ate a protein bar in the car on the way up there, and I put a protein shake in my coffee. So I usually try to start off the day with some kind of protein. I'm really working hard to get to 100 grams of protein a day, which it's really a challenge if you don't use protein supplements. So I've been using some protein shakes, some protein bars. But anyway, it was about lunchtime, and I looked over at you and you said, I need to go get something. We need to stop. I need to go get something.
Well, I mean, I grabbed the wall and had to not fall down.
Yeah, so that was
went a little black.
That was a little disconcerting. And I got a little dizzy at times, bending down, picking up, bending down, but I work out and I do those things, so I don't know. We're up in the mountains.
I think the bending down, picking up, and it's at the higher elevation is 3,333.
Yeah, we were
above sea level.
Definitely up in the mountains. Could have been it, but it's just something to be aware of. And we were moving around a lot more than you do on a daily basis.
No, certainly.
Just something to watch out. And you've been checking your blood pressure. Maybe we need to go to CVS and hook you up.
Well, I did that the other day, and it was actually on the low side of regular. Yeah. So we may be ready.
You may be ready to see about coming off your blood pressure,
or at least reducing the dosage. Yeah, my physician and I have been talking about blood pressure and cholesterol medications, and we both fully expect to certainly wean down off of it, hopefully completely off of it. If you get dizzy, let me know, and we'll adjust. I'll have that conversation with him as well. But it's as your body changes, things change, and you
got to keep up with it. So we'll pay attention.
It's a new world for me. It's interesting. I know you went to Weight Watchers again, as you always do.
Yeah, I went to Weight Watchers for my Saturday morning meeting. I'm on week 2 of maintenance. I hit my goal weight at Weight Watchers, which is 150 pounds. I'm now 2 pounds under my goal weight at Weight Watchers. I'm at 148 on their scale. At Weight Watchers, you have to be in maintenance for 6 weeks before you get the lifetime membership. I can be 2 pounds below 150 or 2 pounds above 150, and you have to be in that range for 6 weeks. Right now I'm 148, so if I lose any more weight, I don't know what happens. I don't know if I have to start the 6-week clock all over again. I've never gotten this far in my 40 years of
So they penalize you if you lose more weight?
I don't know if I have to move my goal lower or if I can move my goal lower. I'd really like my goal to be 145 just to give myself like a little more breathing room. I don't know. I can send a message to their 24/7 chat and ask. I should have asked today. Yeah, I'm not sure what happens. But right now, Weight Watchers, they're running a special promotion for the summer. We got a little postcard and they stamp it every week. And if you come for 6 out of the 8 weeks of the summer, it started today, you will get a special charm.
And we are not endorsed, supported, or paid for by Weight Watchers. In fact, I'm skeptical of Weight Watchers, honestly.
I used to give charms for everything. Like I have a whole bracelet I made out of all the charms I've gotten from Weight Watchers over the years. And they haven't done the charms probably in 5 or 6 years, but you would get a charm for joining or a charm for running a 5K or a charm for your first 5-pound weight loss or little things like that. So I don't know if they're bringing that back. I don't really know what it's about, but good for you, Weight Watchers. You got to do something to keep those people coming, especially over the summer, because people tend to drop off over the summer with vacations and stuff. I was very surprised at my Weight Watchers meeting today that there was no mention of the Oprah YouTube special that aired this week. It's called Oprah and Weight Watchers, Making the Shift, A New Way to Think About Weight. It premiered on YouTube. It's a 3-hour-long special with no commercials or anything like that. It's just Oprah talking to the CEO of Weight Watchers, to a couple of celebrities who have used some GLP-1 medications, doctors, some sociologists, and people like that, just talking about how we view weight. Yesterday, Christopher and I recorded our thoughts on that special, so you can go watch it. It's one of our longer videos, but I think it's really good. A lot of people have watched it, and I hope you can get some use out of it. One thing that the leader did focus on today, which I don't know why, but our leader focused on what's your why? Why did you join Weight Watchers? She went around the room and asked several people, why did you join Weight Watchers? And I raised my hand and I said, I joined Weight Watchers when I was 15 because my mom told me we were going to go join Weight Watchers together. Another person said, I couldn't keep up with my kids, or I couldn't do this or that, or I just reached a certain point and I decided it was time. And then beyond that, why are you a member of Weight Watchers? What's your why? What keeps you going? And this has been a big thing at Weight Watchers, and it's been a big thing around what motivates you? Why do you do what you do? And I have never been able to come up with a good reason for my why. And people say, for my health. I've always been healthy. I've always been a healthy, overweight person. And I know that's not good long term, but when you're younger, you tend not to think about health. But people say healthy, to be healthier. People say for my kids, or to run around with my grandkids, or to be able to go on hikes. Yeah, I have 3 kids and I want to be healthy for my kids. But that's not, they don't care if I weigh 148 pounds or 248 pounds. They don't care. You don't care.
No, but I want you to be healthy.
Right. And I guess my why has always been because I'm overweight, because I'm fat, because I need to lose weight. And I told that to a leader one time, a few leaders ago, and she said, go deeper, look deeper within yourself. That was my leader, Lori. And I just really have struggled with that. And sometimes I've come back to maybe to wear a smaller size in clothes. I was a clothing buyer for a lot of years, and maybe it was that. I bought jeans.
But that's
pants.
a result, right? That's not a why.
That's
an outcome.
Yeah, I don't really have a why, because I've just always been told from such an early age that I need to lose weight, that there was no why. It was just that I did. Do you have a why, Christopher? I know your why. His why is a lot different than mine.
My why is because I was 100 pounds overweight and couldn't go up a flight of steps and want to stay alive. So,
yeah. So both of Christopher's parents were overweight. I'd say morbidly obese.
Oh, yeah.
And so they've both passed away, and not because of their weight, but it certainly didn't. It certainly didn't help anything.
It was a major factor.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
So
we certainly want to be here and be around for our children, and that's a great why. That's a good why.
Yeah.
That
is the why as far as I'm concerned.
And so our leader today, she said, I made these anchors for everyone if you want one. It's a little pipe cleaner ring, and she put a little bead with the letter Y on them so we could wear them on our finger or just have them. And a lot of people, she had a little baggie of them. She was really excited about them. Alice, if you're watching, hi, Alice. And I love Alice, super sweet lady. She was a former teacher. She said, the former teacher and me just made a craft.
Love a craft.
Teachers love crafts. And a lot of people didn't take them. Like, she was standing at the door and a lot of people just passed her by. And I was like, that's rude. I said, yeah, I'll take one, Alice. And we talked about how I didn't really know what my why was. And she and I have had conversations about, she was a heavyset kid. She started on diets when she was 6 years old. So we are coming from the same place on that. But I have my little Y ring on, so I've been thinking about that today. But anyway, yeah. Thanks, Alice.
Oh, so for me, it's just been a busy month, and it'll only get busier as we approach the end of the month. as we've mentioned before, our business conference that we host and I moderate and speak and the whole 9 yards is coming up.
It's the Christopher Durham show.
Starts on Monday, we will...
Like tomorrow.
Yeah.
This airs on Sunday and it starts tomorrow. Yeah.
And I'll be speaking about weight loss and the GLP-1s and all that.
Yeah. And this is a conference on private brands in retail. So it's not a conference on weight loss or Mounjaro or anything to do with that, but you're going to speak on GLP-1 medications and how it will affect the grocery industry.
The food industry and the grocery industry, absolutely. And last year, basically, I was probably 68, 69 pounds heavier than I am today when I took the stage. Mm-hmm. There's a significant before and after shot, and people are going to ask. There's no way around it. We could just pretend, but it's the elephant in the room. Pun intended. Yeah, I'm going to talk about GLP-1s, explain to them the science, talk to them about how I believe this is going to change food culture in general, packaged goods, how they should be leaders in the change. Mm-hmm. We'll see how it goes. We're filming it. Hopefully it comes out and you guys will be able to see it as well. I think so. I mean, we'll see how it comes out. Yeah. But I think so. And then, as we've mentioned, we'll be off to Amsterdam in a few weeks to do our other...
we're packing for Amsterdam to give our Vertex Awards, the European side. So, yeah, we're busy. Also, our youngest daughter graduates from high school at the end of the month. We're hosting a brunch for her friends and our family. So it's crazy. It's crazy time.
That's our week and a little bit about what's coming up. Not a huge surprise. On to the news. Your favorite part, I know.
Thank you to everyone who reached out and said that they liked the news. I thought maybe it was a little dry and people didn't care, but apparently you do care. We'll stay with it and we'll keep doing it.
I think it's interesting, honestly.
Some of the stories are interesting.
Some are better than others.
Some are better than others. Yeah. So, Christopher, start us off with our first story.
Absolutely. Exciting research. Only this time it's actually research talking to consumers about how GLP-1 drugs are used. And it turns out there's a lot of people using them. A recent KFF health tracking poll reveals that approximately 1 in 8 adults, or 12%, have taken GLP-1 drugs. As we know, a class of medication increasingly used for weight loss, diabetes treatment, and heart disease prevention. Among those people, about half found it challenging to afford these drugs, even with insurance coverage. No surprise. We didn't have to ask this one, really. I may pop up some slides and show you some of the detail. The survey highlights that 43% of people with diabetes, 26% with heart disease, and 22% with obesity or overweight have used GLP-1 drugs. The diabetes, that's no surprise, right? Of the total, about 61% use them to treat chronic conditions like diabetes or heart disease, and the remainder, 38%, use them for weight loss. Exactly as we would expect. Despite insurance coverage, many respondents found these drugs financially burdensome. A considerable portion, 54%, reported difficulty affording them, with 22% finding it very difficult. Okay, been there as well.
A lot of people who need this medication the most are ones without health insurance or without any health care at all and have no access to this. We feel very lucky that we are able to get these medications and afford them.
Interestingly, there's broad support for Medicare coverage of weight loss drugs, including over 60% across all age groups and political affiliation. Republican or Democrat, it didn't matter.
That was interesting to me.
Right, and I'll pop this chart up so you guys can see it. But it was people just said, it should be covered from Medicare, more than half of them. The survey also noted that primary care doctors or specialists typically prescribe these drugs, about 79% of the users, with only a minority obtaining them from online providers or medical spas. Now, I bet if we did this in 6 months, given the shortages, we'd see that number change.
People don't know they can go online and do these telehealth providers.
It'll evolve, and I'm sure... If you're Eli Lilly or Novo Nordisk, you don't want that number to change, right? You want to maintain the business.
You want to keep
maintain your market share. Awareness for GLP-1 drugs, so if they even exist. So I'm sure everybody has run into somebody who went, what? I've never heard of that. Mm-hmm. The awareness has risen with 82% of adults having heard about them compared to 19% in July of 2023. Mm-hmm. So it's going up pretty rapidly.
Yeah.
The survey was conducted from April 23rd to May 1st of 2024, and they spoke to 1,479 U.S. adults. And it has a margin of sampling error of about plus or minus 3%. Mm-hmm. So they have a relatively high...
robust sample.
Yeah, a robust sample. And polls are always questionable, but directionally, I think it sounds what I would expect.
At Weight Watchers today, there was a lady who raised her hand and said, I just joined Weight Watchers this week, and my doctor prescribed me a medication, and it's at home, and I haven't taken it yet, and I'm afraid to take it. So here's me raising my hand. I said, I just want to tell you that I am on the GLP-1 medication. I have been taking it for 29 weeks. I've been doing Weight Watchers for my whole life, and this really made the difference. If anybody wants to ask me a question, please come talk to me afterwards. I'll be glad to answer any questions you might have. And this lady, as soon as the meeting was over, bolted out the door. So I hope she comes back, and I hope
she could watch the Oprah specials. At this point, there's 5 hours worth of Oprah.
I was really surprised, and we had a person comment on our last video that said, I've got the Mounjaro pens in the fridge, and I haven't taken them yet, and I don't know if I'm going to take them. And my response was, well, if your doctor prescribed them and you found them, you have them, why not take them? So
I think there's understandable anxiety. I mean,
people have a lot of anxiety. They don't know. Like, a lot of people, the question that I get over and over again is, well, what about the long-term effects? Okay. Semaglutide, which is the active ingredient in Wegovy and Ozempic, has been around for 20 years.
Mm-hmm. And it's part of the ingredient in Tirzepatide.
Right. Right. So, I don't know. I mean, 20 years from now, if I don't lose weight, what is my life going to look like? I'd rather get the weight off and keep it off and reap the benefits of being a overall healthy person with no diabetes, no high cholesterol, no high blood pressure, no all those things.
Well, and the ingredients, those peptides are naturally occurring hormones. This isn't some strange chemical
in your body
that they created in space.
Right.
This is just giving people with the disease of obesity more of what they do not have.
Our brains don't have enough of this peptide. We are putting more of this peptide into our body so that our brain doesn't tell us that we better keep eating because there's a famine coming and we don't want to die. Basically, that's what's happening.
I've about decided, because I've had a couple of people, and I spoke to that person in the comments as well, and I didn't say this to them, but I would now. You got 3 months. Try it. Do it for 90 days.
Right. So far, the worst side effects that we've seen is some constipation.
Yeah.
Maybe a little fatigue. But now on week 29, or week 30, I'm getting past... I feel like I'm getting past that a little bit. Sometimes I still do get tired, but... I
think it's different every week. I do. It's like my body said, whoop, nope, I need to do something different.
I feel like my body has gotten used to it, so I'm not as tired. I don't have the indigestion as much as I did. I think I'm either learning to deal with constipation better, making better food choices, taking fiber gummies, whatever it is. But all these side effects are manageable as long as you're not the one in 1,000 that might have something more severe and you need to talk to your doctor.
I mean, I do feel like there's probably a research chart on side effects somewhere that is, to begin with, it goes straight up, and a lot of people get them.
Yeah, that's why you start on such a small dose.
As your body gets accustomed, it kind of levels out. Mm-hmm. I suspect as we go up, because I hear a lot of people talking about the highest dosage, that it may shoot up again, but I don't know.
You mean the side effects?
The side effects may shoot up.
I mean, I'm on the second from the highest dose.
I don't know. I see a lot of people talking about the 15 and go, holy cow, I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
We'll see when we get there. Yeah. All right, next story.
It's about Noom. So I've tried Noom in the past. Noom introduces muscle defense to enhance GLP-1 companion program. So app-based weight loss program Noom has unveiled a new addition to its platform. Noom Move, an on-demand fitness offering, now includes Muscle Defense, a tailored movement program designed for individuals taking GLP-1 medications. Jeff Cook, Chief Executive Officer of Noom, emphasized the significance of this integration, saying, "Powerful weight loss meds need a powerful companion. Muscle mass must be retained to avoid conditions like sarcopenic obesity down the road." He underscored that medications alone are insufficient, stressing the importance of a comprehensive approach to health. Through a collaboration with FitOn, Noom Move seamlessly incorporates FitOn's extensive library of fitness programming into the Noom app, providing all members with access to a diverse array of workouts. From yoga and high-intensity interval training to strength training and Pilates, users can now enjoy unlimited classes led by renowned trainers in the fitness industry. Key features of Noom Move include seamless integration within the Noom app, personalized workout recommendations tailored to individual goals and preferences, and a vibrant community platform where members can track their progress and engage in challenges. I don't know if you guys out there have used Noom, but it's an app you can download to your phone. Yeah, I tried it out a couple years ago. It does help you make better food choices. It focuses on energy density in foods, which is a different way to look at carbohydrates and fats and different things in foods. So it can make you make better choices. The daily checking in with the app is a good reinforcement. And I like that they've integrated now with this personalized workout plan. I think it is important to exercise and to maintain your muscle health. I'm going to, try to start lifting some more weights and figuring out the weight room, which I don't really like because I don't really know. I mean, I've done weights and stuff in the past, but I don't really know what to do. And I wander in and look at the directions on the thing and move it to the lightest weight and do 10 reps and say, oh, I guess that's good, and move on. But I like this Noom that it gives you a more tailored exercise plan, especially for someone who maybe hasn't done exercise or isn't good at exercising on their own. Maybe this would help them.
So do you know this FitOn? Have you seen these?
Yeah, they might have also partnered with Weight Watchers at one time, too. So I think it runs like little videos you can watch on your phone.
They're not live. It's not like Peloton where you're pedaling and somebody's yelling at you to go faster, right?
No, it's a recorded video. But you can see
so
like somebody
doing
tricep kickbacks or a yoga downward dog, and you can follow along and do the same thing. Watch it on your phone and follow along and do it in your own home. A lot of people don't want to go into a gym. Maybe that's you. Maybe that's something to check out. But there's a lot of videos on YouTube that are free, that are at-home workouts. I don't know. Maybe we should do some workout videos.
I'm not doing that, no. Unless you get me some leg warmers and a headband, then I'm all in. Me and Richard Simmons.
Yeah, I worked out with Richard Simmons in the 80s. I absolutely did. Jane Fonda.
All of them.
I'm a big Jane Fonda fan. I used to do her VHS Jane Fonda workout back in the 80s. When I went to Weight Watchers camp in the 80s, we did the Jane Fonda workout as one of our exercises that we did throughout the day.
So, and again, we're not endorsed or we're not supported by Noom in any way, shape, or form. If it's news and it's interesting, certainly in the world of GLP-1s. Next story, the Vitamin Shop. If you guys know, it's a vitamin shop, basically,
well, it's like
right?
GNC, right?
It's like GNC.
Yeah.
They've introduced the Whole Health RX, a holistic telehealth service with GLP-1 medications. Now, the way they've pitched it is get something new and revolutionary. It's basically telehealth. It's basically what Mochi does, what Avim does. There's a lot of them out there. And they're following the lead of Costco, whom we reported on a few weeks ago. They've unveiled Whole Health RX, a telehealth service. Their platform, powered by WellSync, integrates prescription medications, nutritional supplements, and lifestyle guidance to address various health needs, starting with weight management. Basically, you get your telehealth. You can buy some vitamins because we're the vitamin shop. Whole Health RX launches with a focus on offering streamlined access to GLP-1 agonist medications like Ozempic, Mounjaro, and Rybelsus, along with cost-effective options for semaglutide and tirzepatide.
Cost-effective options.
Patients can gain virtual access to prescription medications through licensed medical providers, supplemented by the Vitamin Shop's educational resources and nutritionists' recommended supplements.
Okay, so they're doing both.
It's Mochi with some vitamins.
Yeah. Makes me want to open my own Tele-Health store. Not really. But
I think
everybody's getting into it.
You're then in the app business more than anything else.
A lot of these apps have bots that answer your questions, I think.
Yep. Monthly medication subscriptions start at $219 with interest. Well, remember, it's Rybelsus and it's some other things, so there's some cheaper pieces in there. With introductory pricing, with no insurance required, education and nutrition support are central to the patient experience, with access to online resources and nutritionist-recommended supplements available both in-store and online. Mm-hmm. So they are selling the whole range of GLP-1. Mm-hmm. Some of them get pretty inexpensive. Everybody's trying to get into the weight loss business these days.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, Lorraine, you're up.
Our next news story is about our friend at the Downsize, Barb Herrera. She was just featured in a June article for The Atlantic called Ozempic or Bust. I interviewed Barb a few weeks ago on our channel, The Downsized, and you can watch the video. Barb has gone from 400 pounds to 200 pounds and has had a lifelong struggle with weight. So Barb has done it all. She's a great example of someone who tried to diet and exercise. She was a swimmer. She tried the Fen pills, which caused her heart problems. She had bariatric surgery, which caused her stomach to be small. That quit working for her. So now she's on a GLP-1 medication, and she's just, if you're someone who thinks things are hopeless, Barb will give you hope. She has a great personal blog called healthyatanycost.com. She has been every weight. She's been every weight, up and down her whole life. And at one point she couldn't really walk because the bones in her feet were fracturing due to her size. Mm-hmm. So now that she's lost 200 pounds, she's able to walk around the block. She's able to go on an airplane to visit her kids and her grandkids. Congratulations, Barb. We applaud you for your great article in The Atlantic.
And what I appreciated about The Atlantic and the writer, and I don't remember the writer's name, I apologize, is the article's respectful. It's not, They could have...
It could have been judgy.
Yeah, it could have been judgy. It could have been a spectacle. It could have been a lot of bad things, and we've seen bad things over the years. Mm-hmm. So it really respects Barb and her journey, as well as chronicles the history of dieting and weight loss in the U.S. Yeah. As we all know, some of it's just terrible. It was not, however, condescending to either Barb or overweight, obese people, right?
No, not at all. It was the comment section, like my girls say, the comment section go crazy, because there's people that don't understand and they're making mean comments or making weird comments, and you're always going to have that. But yeah, the article itself was great.
All right, next story. Amgen ventures into obesity treatment with a promising drug called Maritide. So biotechnology company Amgen is poised to disrupt the obesity medication market with its novel injectable drug candidate Maritide. The company is gearing up for phase 3 trials aiming to challenge Novo Nordisk and Eli Lilly's dominance in the injectable obesity medications realm. Going up against the big guys, Maritide boasts a differentiated profile, potentially offering dosing and manufacturing advantages over existing options. Amgen's CEO, Robert Bradway, expressed confidence in Maritide's potential to address unmet medical needs during a recent conference call. Unlike competitors' drugs, and this is where it gets interesting, Maritide leverages Amgen's expertise in antibody drug development. It activates the GLP-1 receptor while uniquely blocking the GIP receptor, a dual mechanism demonstrated to induce dose-dependent weight reductions in phase 1 testing. Phase 2 trials involving nearly 600 obese and overweight patients aim to assess Maritide's efficacy and safety over 52 weeks. Despite withholding specific efficacy details, Amgen's Executive Vice President of Research and Development, Jay Bradner, hinted at Maritide's potential for monthly dosing. I'll do it to Lorraine. Let me repeat that. Maritide's potential for monthly dosing.
Not every week dosing.
Not every week. This drug could potentially be as effective or more effective than what we're currently using, the tirzepatides, the semaglutides, on a monthly dose.
Sounds great.
So they could sell an auto-injector that literally had 4 months worth in it.
I'd try it.
Obviously, this would take a lot of burden off of manufacturing and production.
Oh, you don't need as many pens.
Right. You don't have to make as many. It's just putting a little more liquid in the
I was
same.
just focused on one shot versus four shots.
The consumer experience is much better. I would rather do it
Yeah.
one time over 4 times. You and I, I'm sure, both are on the same page on that. Am a little skeptical that they can make it last 30 days because I'll tell you, sometimes come 6 days where we are today, I'm like, where's my
Right.
sandwich?
Yeah, our tirzepatide that we take, well, and all the Mounjaro,
Mounjaros, yeah.
is known to have a half-life of 5 days in your body. So 5 days after you take your shot, you can feel the effects start to wear off and you might get a little bit hungrier. You might start to hear the food calling you from the pantry and the food noise come back. And some weeks that happens to me, and some weeks
Yeah.
it doesn't. Yeah, but I would definitely appreciate a monthly, more of a consistent stream of medication.
So Amgen, if you can pull that off, Maritide, more power to
Yeah.
you. We'd love to hear more about that.
For sure.
Analysts, of course, anticipate that Maritide will mitigate common side effects associated with GLP-1 agonists while reducing total sick days. So they say it won't be as bad, right? The effects won't. The drug's less frequent dosing scheduling also promises manufacturing efficiencies, as I said, a crucial advantage in meeting the growing demand to treat the disease of obesity. Expectations are high for this drug's phase 2 data, slated for release later this year as Amgen continues its quest to redefine obesity treatment.
I'll have to be on the lookout for that.
Yeah, we'll absolutely be talking about that more, I'm sure.
There's so many medications in development right now. This is just going to explode in the next, I don't know, year for sure. What do you think?
I think it's all about manufacturing at this point. Because I think the technology is there, the medicine is there, the science is there for the semaglutides and the tirzepatide. So if they can ramp up production and lower cost even a fraction, it'll go through the roof. If you then within the next year add more medications, certainly inside of 2 years, it has just blown up.
And I like the fact that more medications, more choices might help drive the price down.
Yeah,
And make it more accessible to
that's the
everyone.
economics of it.
Yeah.
You want the pie to be this big, not this big.
Yeah. Eli Lilly can't say, we've got Mounjaro and Zepbound and we can charge you $1,200 or $500 or whatever they want to charge a month. Because it's not sustainable.
And I think in that same time, what we will see is as the governments around the world begin to approve it for their Medicare systems and their socialized medicines, and it gets to a $25 price point, typically private insurance will follow Medicare.
Oh, yeah?
So if the government is paying for it, it may take another year or whatever, but they'll often follow that. And as we see more of this research around sleep apnea and heart disease and alcoholism, and those all become approved treatments,
Yeah.
right, for these drugs.
I mean, what can't tirzepatide do?
I think it's only a matter of time before insurance covers more on this. So that will certainly open it up. And hopefully it's great for everybody. So that's the news for this week. Anything else to add?
Nope, I'm thirsty. I haven't drank enough water today.
You usually have your giant cup.
I
Where's your
know.
giant cup?
I don't know. I lost focus. Go drink some water, would you? My husband's uncle, Mike, sent me a Facebook message. He loves the Facebook message saying, Lorraine, I see you telling people to drink water and you're really focused on water. And I want you to know that my doctor told me maybe I was drinking a little too much water because the sodium levels in my blood were low. And I said, you know what, that's a really good point. And I've started putting electrolytes in my water, which is basically sodium and some other minerals. So I'm going to be looking more at electrolytes and what they can do for you and why you need them and why you need to drink salty water.
Yeah.
Now, maybe we're not getting enough sodium. We'll be looking into that.
Seems a good time to say we are not doctors.
We're not doctors. Please consult with your doctor.
Please consult with your doctors.
Yeah.
Thank you for being a part of our journey. Thank you for being a member of our community. I know, gosh, just in this last week, the comment sections have blown up. Our subscribers continue to grow. We're really close to 1,000.
almost
If you're
close to
sitting there
1,000.
questioning whether you should subscribe, put us over the top.
Click subscribe.
There's something about that YouTube algorithm that once you get to that 1,000 number, first of all, it gives us the potential to actually make a little bit of money off this, which isn't a bad thing.
If we covered our medications, I've always said that if we could just cover the cost of our medications, that'd be great.
Absolutely, it would. Second, it helps to push it out. The algorithm recognizes that people care, that they're watching. So we appreciate that. Please click like and subscribe. I'm Christopher Durham.
I'm Lorraine Durham.
Until next time, take care.
Bye. Thanks for watching.